Hey, what's going on, guys? We're here for my NPL Week 10 matchup versus Alpha. If you guys do not remember, I actually played Alpha Week 3, and he was the very first person to give me a loss in the league format. So I definitely want to get my, revenge on him, but definitely want to keep winning as well. So if you guys did not know, in our division we have 3 7-2 players right now. It is me, Eric, and Alpha. So we are all currently 7-2, and right now it's really fighting for almost differential as well as a win. We need to play for differential, and we need to get a good amount of differential. I believe at this moment right now I'm plus 14 while Eric is plus 17. So I need to get a bit of a differential if I can try to close that gap. So that would be very beneficial for me. I believe Alpha is at like plus 9 maybe, I'm not too sure. But we're all 7-2, I know that for a fact, and we have to keep winning. This is a divisional game, like I mentioned, and if I win this game, I'm guaranteed playoffs, but I want to get a high seed so I can try to get through the playoffs much more easily. So every single game from now on is very, very important and pretty much feels like a playoff game. So it's almost a must-lose or a must-win situation. So very, very intense, I guess, or very, very important. So anyway, I will hop right into the team building portion. If you guys do not remember, I'll tell you his team again. He has Mega-Lopunny, Manaphy, Reuniclus, Crocodile, Darmanitan, Snorlax, Weezing, Togetic, Raichu, Haxorus, and Crustle. So he's actually one of the only coaches, or maybe he is the only one, I'm not too sure, who has not dropped a mon or made a transaction of any kind yet. So props to him for that. It's kind of hard to do that, honestly. I always find the need to at least change 1 or 2 things on my team, at least tweak some things maybe, and this year we've made a couple changes. So as you can see here, I have Machamp, and Machamp is our new Pokemon. I dropped Gorbis, so we will no longer be seeing Gorbis on this team. I know we lose Smash Pass, which is really, really nice, honestly. The capability to sweep and to be able to pass on to your teammates. Like, can you imagine Smash Pass, Mammoth or Smash Pass, almost anything. It's just very, very threatening. So people no longer have to prep for that, but instead they get to prep for either Guts or No Guard Machamp, and that is honestly much more threatening in my eyes. I really liked Machamp as the best tier 3 mon that I could possibly pick up. There was a couple other options that I was considering, maybe something like Espeon, but I have too many Psychic types and I did not want to have a overuse of Psychic types. But Machamp is very, very nice, honestly. Gives me a lot of, I wouldn't say coverage, even though it does get good coverage, but it gives me a lot of things to do, and it's a pretty bulky mon. I wouldn't say it's frail. That monotyping is really nice, and it's a status absorber. That is what caught my eye. So this is the reason why we have Machamp, and we are nicknaming it John Cena because why not? So that is what you guys are seeing right now. So looking at his team, there was really nothing that appreciated this Machamp. I brought Pangoro last time because his team has a very, I wouldn't say like exposing fighting weakness, but it's definitely he has a fighting weakness that needs to be exploited. So I really, really want to exploit that with my Assault Vest, Max Attack Adamant Machamp. Obviously No Guard Dynamic Punch is fantastic. I want everything on his team catching a confusion if it can, because the fact that it would slow down his Manaphy, pretty much making it either try to click Psychic on me, and most Manaphy's, like if he sees Dynamic Punch, they're not going to, or they will click Scald, but if they don't see Dynamic Punch, he's going to be a little bit hesitant to click Scald, so he might either Tail Glow up or he might click Psychic, and it's not going to do too much. Even at Tail Glowed Manaphy, I do live at plus 3. I believe I live at plus 3 Psychic. I think that's the calc I was having. Maybe I don't. Kind of depends on his set, but I do think he's going to bring a very, very bulky Manaphy set. I don't think he's going to bring like a max spread with special attack and speed. I think it's going to be a lot of HP investment, which is really nice, so I don't have to run necessarily really, really hard. I guess I don't really have to run speed investment to outspeed too many things on this thing. I already naturally outspeed the Togetic, which is great because I want to knock off its Eviolite as soon as possible. That way Ice Punch does around 40 to 50 depending on his spread, and Dynamic Punch is always nice to be able to confuse him, and he can't really do too much to me. I know it gets Dazzling Gleam and Air Slash, but with this Assault Vest and almost max HP investment, it's not going to be doing too much at all. So that's pretty nice, honestly. BP is really nice. I was contemplating running maybe either like close combat or something in that 4th move slot, just because of the fact that I didn't really have a need for anything else, and I actually just went with Bullet Punch just to give me a reliable, I guess, priority if I just need a little bit of chip damage off on the Mega-Lopunny or almost anything, honestly, just to get a little bit of extra punch off before I die or something like that. So this thing's honestly here just to be able to eat some hits from a lot of things. It is really good versus Weezing. He can Will-O-Wisp me if he wants, but I probably won't let him. So I can potentially click Dynamic Punch and then switch out. Even though it won't do too much, it'll still confuse him, which is really nice. It's really good for the Raichu. It's a very, very mid-ground play versus the Raichu because I have Mamoswine as well as my ground type. And I do have the Latios, but he could be packing the HP Ice, so I gotta watch out for that. But yeah, this is pretty good, nice, honestly. If he's going to be running like Scarf Raichu like he did last time, I have a pretty good check to it. This thing absolutely obliterates defensive Crocodile. Even if it's Intimidate, it does not appreciate a Dynamic Punch whatsoever. Mega-Lopunny obviously drops. The thinking with the Reuniclus is if I can get a Dynamic Punch off on it, like if he wants to switch into the Reuniclus, Dynamic Punch it, confuse it, and then I'll get a free knockoff on it, and I can live whatever Psychic type move he wants to throw at me with this Assault Vest. So that's pretty nice, and he will lose his item, and pretty much I don't think he would be able to set up freely with Confusion, so maybe he will, maybe he won't, but yeah, that's my thought. So, and then obviously Snorlax, I don't think he's going to bring it, but it hates this Machamp set, so nothing really on his team appreciated this thing. The only thing that really beats it one-on-one is Mega-Lopunny if it gets a free switch in, and it has to be Adamant. Reuniclus if it gets a free switch in and he breaks through like Confusion hacks. Darmanitan if he gets a free switch in. Haxorus if he's like banded and gets a free switch in. So yeah, it's just yeah, very, very situational for him. So it makes it very easy for me to just spam Dynamic Punch. And I don't have any regrets from doing it either. It's just an easy play to make that could have a lot of rewards, honestly. Then the Crustle is actually kind of annoying, so I brought Machamp for that too. I resist both of his stabs, which is very, very nice. And I don't really think Crustle gets too many options to hit Machamp. I really don't think he'll bring it again. He did bring it last game, which was very surprising to me. But he did win that game, so I have to give him all credit in the world for that. So, but yeah, this is pretty much the Machamp set. It's very straightforward. Ice Punches to hit Haxorus and the Togetic. And I guess Crocodile if I want to semi-predict that, like if I can make a mid-ground play, but that's about it. So that is Machamp set. The next set we have is pretty interesting as well. We're bringing Leftovers Mamoswine, this time with Substitute. And if you guys do not remember, Mamoswine does pack Thick Fat. I am running Leftovers too, by the way. But this set actually is designed to beat Weezing one-on-one. So normally what Weezing does versus Mamoswine is either have Flamethrower or Will-O-Wisp or Pain Split. You know, that's how it relies on beating it. But if I get behind a Substitute, his Flamethrower would not break my Substitute due to my HP investment and my Thick Fat ability. Sludge Bomb does not break the Substitute either because I resist Poison because I'm a ground type. And he obviously can't Will-O-Wisp behind a Substitute, and he cannot Pain Split me through a Substitute. So this is a very, very nice set, honestly. If I get behind a Substitute, nothing really appreciates taking a hit from Mamoswine. It's pretty much it guarantees me a free hit off on something if I can get behind a Substitute. Ice Shard is great priority versus Haxorus. And then pretty much just ground ice coverage just kind of does a lot of damage to him on his team. So if he's max defense for Reuniclus, this is the only concern that I could possibly have with this team, honestly, is if he's max Reuniclus and he tries to set up on me. So he has 16 recovers and Earthquake is doing around 44%. So I have 16 Earthquakes, and then I don't know how many ISO crashes, but I have more ISO crashes too. So I could be getting in a PP stall game, which I really, really do not want to do. But I would win one-on-one is what I'm trying to say because of my Leftovers and because of the fact that I will outspeed him. So I would just have to be playing around with crits. I'd have to be playing around with a little bit of other things, but hopefully it does not come to that. So that is the Mamoswine set we have, and I'll go show you the Pinsir. So we're bringing X-Scissor again this week. We brought it versus Nick on his Cresselia, and it's pretty much here for the same reason. He has Reuniclus. He also has the Crocodile, which does not appreciate X-Scissor at all either. and it's a stab X Scissor. Like, most people don't really consider X Scissor whenever you prep for Mega-Pinsir, but it's definitely something to consider because of the fact that it's stab and it covers those bulky psychics and those bulky darks. So very, very powerful, honestly. I am bringing Facade Pinsir too, because the fact that if he burns me with this Wheezing, Facade is almost OHKOing that thing depending on his set. If he's not maxed Fizz Def, then I OHKO almost every variant, so that's very nice. So if, say he's specially defensive Wheezing and he wants to Wisp me, Facade will OHKO that thing. That is how strong Aerial 8 Pinsir is. I'm not even adamant either, which is crazy. I am Jolly to outspeed the Manaphy at 100 base speed, also outspeeds Darmanitan and Crocodile unless they are Scarfed, of course, and also the Haxorus. So that's awesome. This set is pretty nice versus Mega-Lopunny as well because I quad-resist fighting, and he can't OHKO me with any move. Return actually does more than Ice Punch, which is kind of funny. And then Quick Attack, I can't OHKO him. Even if I was Adamant, I have a very, very small chance to OHKO him. So I'm just running Jolly. It's just safer. It's good priority too, though. Like, having double priority is always nice. I actually have triple priority in this team, but I guess you don't really need to count Machamps. It's not going to be doing too much. The next Pokemon we have is Latios, our Eon. I believe Latios is probably the MVP of our team this season. It's just so good. That's the reason why we drafted it in the first round. So we're running Scarf Latios. Again, this is pretty much just to deal with Mega-Lopunny. Very, very nice for Scarf Crocodile if he decides to run that. Scarf Darmanitan is a thing, and Scarf Haxorus is a thing. So, and I guess Scarf Raichu. I speed tie with Scarf Raichu though, because it is at 110 speed as well. So I wouldn't be too worried about it though, because I resist its stab attacks, and Latios' natural bulk can really take on the Raichu one-on-one. So we're running Trick as well, just because of the fact that I would love getting a Trick off on the Reuniclus if I need to, because a Scarf Reuniclus is going to be terrible. Scarf Wheezing would be bad. Scarf Snorlax would be bad, and then Scarf Togetic would be bad as well. So it's just kind of there if I need it. I don't think I'm going to be using Trick this game, but if it comes down to it, I will not hesitate to use that. So this is pretty much late game cleaner if I need it, because of the fact that his team really doesn't appreciate Dragon Stab either. The only thing that really can take it is Togetic. He does not have a reliable Steel type, if a Steel type at all. Yeah, he doesn't even have a Steel type. So his only way of dealing with dragons necessarily is the Togetic. So I had to bring this thing. I am a bit scared of the Pursuit Trapping Crocodile, or maybe like a Spidef variant of Crocodile, but oh well. I am running Defog as well, so if I trick him, I do have the potential to defog the hazards away, as well as just defogging them with a Scarf. So I'm not afraid to lock myself into it, and then just switch out accordingly. So just because if he wants to try to hazard sack me with the Crustle, I needed some form of defog or like hazard removal, because of the fact that Weezing can set up some T-spikes as well, and I don't really like that. So that is just my interpretation of it. We are running Max, just like I said, to speed tie the Raichu if it is Scarf, and if it's not, I'll outspeed everything on his team, so that's fantastic. Next we have the Blitzkrieg, our Thunderous, Prankster ability, Nasty Plot, and T-Wave with leftovers. A bit of bulk, not too much, but a bit, so I can at least live a couple things more comfortably, like high jump kicks from Mega-Lopunny. And then I have the potential to Prankster T-Wave the Haxorus if he wants to start Dragon Dancing on up. And then also the Manaphy and also the Mega-Lopunny. So it's just nice to slow things down. Even the Darmanitan would be nice if he does bring it, I don't know. But yeah, that's about it. Nasty Plot, I can set up a Nasty Plot on a couple of different things on his team. The Snorlax is one of them, as long as he's not like Banded Body Slam or Banded Explosion, something weird like that. I could also set up on the Togetic very, very freely, the Weezing, and I guess Manaphy to an extent. Same with the Reuniclus. The thing is with Nasty Plot, I almost brought Taunt, but the thing is with Nasty Plot is I can out set up the Reuniclus. So if he wants to start setting up Calm Minds, I get +2 while he gets only +1 special defense. I know he will be able to pretty much kill me at like +1 or +2, depending on his set. He's probably going to be max defense if he brings it. So I could have the potential to T-Wave him, get some Parahacks, you know, just make it much easier to deal with. So that's the thinking behind this set. I outspeed the Raichu if it's not scarfed, and I outspeed everything on his team if it is not scarfed. So, besides the Mega-Lopunny, obviously. So, but I do have the capability to T-Wave it and slow it down. So, that's pretty nice, honestly. HP Ice's coverage for the Crocodile and the Haxorus, and that's about it. So, yeah, that's all the coverage I needed, honestly. The last Pokemon we are bringing is Sparkle, our DNC. This is our Stealth Rocker, and with the Sugar Berry, actually. So this thing pretty much is just here to set up rocks and then potentially take some hits. I don't know how well this set is going to work. It's very, very situational, honestly. But yeah, so we're running Sparkle, our DNC, with the Sugar Berry, with Clear Body, which is kind of nice versus the Intimidate Crocodile, maybe. And I have the potential to Trick Room on up. So if you guys look at this set, I am running a bit of a special attack investment. That special attack investment is designed to do much more damage to Mega-Lopunny, the Crocodile, the Haxorus. It outgoes Haxorus pretty much no matter what set he is, unless he's running a Roselli Berry or Assault Vest or something along the lines of that. And then the Diamond Storm, I don't really need any investment. It already does a ton to the Darmanitan. I believe it OHKOs Darmanitan. I believe it might be it's like a 2 or 3 hit KO on the Togetic, but I don't think he would necessarily bring that in on it. After Rocks, it'd be definitely a 2 hit KO. Crustle doesn't appreciate Diamond Storm, and then Mega-Lopunny, I believe, takes around 95 to 105 with the Moonblast, and then the offensive Crocodile dies, but defensive can eat it. So the Sugar Berry is just nice to be able to either set up the Trick Room, like to be able to take an Earthquake and then set one up, just something along the lines of that. And then allows my slower Pokemon on the team, such as Machamp, to have its way too, potentially. So that's pretty cool, honestly. I do outslow everything on his team except the Reuniclus, because that thing has base 30 speed. So yeah, that's about it. But yeah, with the the negative nature and the 0 IVs, it allows me to outslow his Togetic, which is kind of cool. So just something to consider. But yeah, he has plenty of things that run in ground type coverage on his team, so that's the reason I'm running Shuka over Babiri Berry, I believe is the steel resistance berry. Don't quote me on that, but anyway, yeah, Haxorus has the potential to run Earthquake. Same with Crustle, Snorlax even, Darmanitan can, and obviously Crocodile can. So that's the reason we are running Sugar Berry, and I will be actually able to eat a offensive Crocodile's EQ very, very well. Like, I believe it only does about 40 to 50% with the Sugar Berry, which is pretty cool. And I am designed to potentially live 2 HJKs from Mega-Lopunny. That is another reason. But I have to be at full. So I'll hop right into the battle and show you guys what happens. So he brings Mega-Lopunny, Crocodile, Togetic, Manaphy, Haxorus, and Raichu. So I don't see Reuniclus, which I was very surprised not to see that thing, because that thing's just annoying with Magikarp. No Weezing. I thought he would actually bring the Weezing just because of the fact that it kind of did pretty well versus me last time. Maybe he thought I would prep for it. I am very, very surprised he did bring the Mega-Lopunny, though, because I do, in fact, have Cofagrigus on my team, and usually if you see Cofagrigus on somebody's roster, you do not bring Mega-Lopunny. Maybe he's playing some mind games with me. Maybe he just wanted to bring it because Mega-Lopunny is a really good mon. Who knows? So that's the reason I did not bring Cofagrigus, because I didn't think he'd bring the Lopunny, but oh well. So, looking at this team that he did, in fact, bring, I'm only really scared of, I guess, 2 things. Like, 2 things are very, very threatening to my team. Tailglow Manaphy and Lum DD Haxorus. That's the 2 things that I'm concerned about the most. So I can't let any of those things set up, and then I feel like if I do not allow them to set up, I can pretty much just win the game. So honestly, I think I had a dedicated lead. If I saw the Crustle, I was going to lead with Machamp, and then I believe Machamp was my lead almost no matter what. But I decided to lead Machamp here, I believe. Yeah, I lead Machamp because I can just spam Dynamic Punch on anything, and not allowing the Manaphy to take it very well. So I Dynamic Punch off on the Togetic, and just going to go for the knockoff here. I don't really care. This thing's not going to be doing too much to me. Eviolite. He does break through Confusion and go for the Toxic though. Because he knows I'm no guard and not guts. So after the Eviolite is gone. I go for the Ice Punch. It does around 50%, knocks him out. So no Togetic, so his fighting resist is gone. Nothing else on his team appreciates the dynamic punches at all. I switch out into this thing because I know he's just going to go for the fake out, trying to get toxic damage to wrap up. So I just go back into the Machamp here because I know he's not going to stay in, allowing me to T-Wave. So here he goes for the Volt Switch, and he shows me Life Orb, which is huge. I'm glad I got that information. I just go for Dynamic Punch here again, and there's no reason to switch out, so I just go for the Dynamic Punch here yet again as he doubles into the Raichu, and down goes the Raichu. So Machamp already cleaning 2.5 Mons up, which is fantastic, and he just goes back into this thing. I go into the Mega-Pinsir here, knowing he's just going to go for the Fake Out, and now I get to spam Frustration for free, which is fantastic. I get to see what set he is. So it only does around half, which is definitely a defensive set, or at least maybe max HP. Just go for the Exocet because I don't want to play around with rules, and I knock him out. As he actually shows he's Scarf Haxorus, and he knocks out my Mega-Pinsir. So I'm going to slow this down. Goes into the Manaphy here as I click Moonblast. It does absolutely nothing. I thought Moonblast would do much more than that. So he's a very bulky Manaphy spread. And he goes for the Scald here, doesn't get the burn. And I go for a T-Wave on the upcoming turn, just being very safe. If he wanted to go into Haxorus, I wanted him to take the T-Wave. I just didn't want to. I didn't want my. I wanted something to get paralyzed for sure. Like I wanted something to get paralyzed because it pretty much guaranteed me the win. So I go into Latios Revenge Kill, and then switch out here because Latios is my biggest win con. Go into the Diancie here. I'm at full. As you can see, he is definitely adamant, and it does 52%. I do have the chance to live another one, but since he got the high roll on the first one, I probably won't live the second one. So he just knocks me out, which is totally fine because Psychic kills or 2-hit KOs everything on his team. So if he wants to switch out, this thing will die because Scarf Latios outspeeds Scarf Haxorus. So there down goes the Haxorus. Latios stays in and pretty much going to win this game. So he clicks Fake Out, gets a crit, and if he had Quick Attack and got a crit on that move too, Latios would have actually dropped, but luckily he did not have Quick Attack and didn't get another crit. So Psychic is able to win the game because the only reason I stayed in is because of the fact that I want to get a little bit more differential. I didn't want to sack off Mamoswine for no reason if I can win the game with 2 Mons instead of 1. So if he actually had Quick Attack, he had a chance to win that game after that Fake Out crit. If he crit both those moves, he had the chance to win. So luckily he did not have it. That kind of scared me at the end. But anyway, that is how Week 10 went. So now we are 8-2 along with Eric. Eric has also won his game. He beat Ben. He's another person in our division. It's who we will be playing next week. He beat him 1-0. So Eric is up to plus, what is that? I want to say 18, and I am now up to plus 16, I believe. Yeah, I think it's plus 18 and plus 16, so we're catching up a little bit. Both of us are 8-2, while Alpha goes to 7-3 after this match, so still very much in the playoff contention. Yeah, so Latios picking up a couple kills, Machamp doing very well, and Machamp, yeah, on its debut did very well. I believe it's Pokemon of the match. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed, and stay tuned for my next battle versus Ben, the coach of the LA Go-Goats. We have played him before, and we have beaten him, but it was only a 1-0 win, and I had to make a couple plays to pull that game back. So yeah, he's definitely a formidable opponent, and I definitely need to prep accordingly. So he's got a very scary Mega Metacham team with a lot of bulk. So yeah, but like I said, I hope you guys enjoy, and I will see you for next week's battle. And if you guys have not checked out my OU Live, make sure you check that out. It's a very interesting team, and I also have a Smogon RMT up for it, so if you guys haven't checked that out as well, please go ahead and do that and let me know exactly what you think. So if you guys have not done that, please do that, and I will see you next week. Have a great day.